Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome to Codeavour Training Bootcamp. I'm Rupa from Team Codeavour, and this is the live training session in which we are going to explore wonders of block-based and Python-based programming language using PictoBlocks application with some other activities using Quadkey and other boards as well. So welcome you all. I hope you would have registered already. If not, you can check the description to the videos, links, and registration link. And also you can know more about this competition. So all the links are in the description box. You can check it. Yeah. So without any further ado, let's start with today's session. I'm so excited. So yeah, without any further ado, let's get started. Now, let me share my screen. So, let me know if you can see this. So, today's session is all about the programming. That is, we will be understanding basics of programming and with an activity. So, introduction to programming with PictoBlocks application. So, these are the table of contents for today's session. Programming basics, introduction to PictoBlocks application, and an activity to make Toby move. Let us understand all these concepts. What is a program? So first we need to understand what is a program. So basically a program is nothing but a step-by-step instructions which is followed by a computer to complete a task. Right? So take for example, like when we want to prepare some tea, coffee or any beverages, or if you want to, cook or do any task, it is like step by step you're following something and we are just completing the task, right? Similarly, a computer will follow few instructions. Based on that, it will, the completing the task is done. So programs are clear, ordered, and in a language that computers can follow. Definitely. So whenever we are communicating with people or other people, so we need a common language which is understood by both the people, right? So that is what is a language. Now, programming languages are many, right? So we have Java, Python, block-based, and different other programming languages. So these languages are used to communicate with the computer. I cannot directly talk with the computer do this task, computer do a multiplication of numbers. No, right? So we need to give the instructions for our computer and then in order to complete that particular task. So where they are using the programming languages, right? So let us move ahead and understand how to do it, right? So doing, like, we understood that there is a program which is nothing but step-by-step instructions, and later on there are some programming languages using which we can code it. Here, the computer receives information, handles it, it utilizes it, and then gives an output based on the following program. So according to the task that we need to complete. Definitely. So whenever we actually want to do something on the computer, we just write the instructions, right? So we are inputting some values. So after we input some values, the computer will process it and you will be getting the desired output, right? So this is how the computer will take, analyze, and give us the proper output. Next, the flow. So the programming consists of three parts. So there are three major parts to remember. The very first one is planning. So first we should know what are we doing, right? So we want to design a program. Basically, we are planning a program, right? We have to, like, we have lots of things to do, but what actually we are doing it on the computer. Take for example, in today's session, we are doing some activity, right? So that we need to plan what activity we are doing. So we are basically doing to be walking animation. So we are making something move on the stage. So this is how we plan. Now writing the code. So to write the code, there should be an environment where you can write the script and then you will run it. So once you run, you will test it. So what we plan, is the output matching what we planned before? Is it expected output? If not, we will debug it. All right, everyone. So we will debug it and then we will get the output. So planning, writing the code and testing and debugging it, if in case is needed, is the 3-step process we need to follow before doing a program. Correct? So today in our session, to be working animation, we will apply this and we will also see how it is, right? Yes. Now, introduction to PictoBlocks application. So PictoBlocks is one such application where you can do a number of activities using artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, deep learning concepts also will be included. So this is how our PictoBlocks application is so useful, and you can learn lots of the concepts using different activities. Correct? So let me share you my screen of PictoBlocks and let us start coding for today. I'm very excited for today's session. Yes. So many of you would have done already to be working animation, but many of us would have not done as well. So today let us do this to be working animation. For one who have already done, it will be like a revision for them. And for one who are very new to this, please enjoy it. Right? So let me share my screen. I hope my screen is visible to you all. Right? Yes. Okay. So this is our coding environment. So we call it as PictoBlocks application. So PictoBlocks application is, is an application which you can download it on your mobile phones as well, tabs, operating system like Mac OS and even Windows and Linux, etc. So it is available in all the platforms. So you need to just download it and just code it. That's it. As simple as that. So here you can see the title bar. This purple color title bar, what you can see is the title bar where you can edit, add new files, right? And you have some more operations, file sharing, you can save it, you can also see some examples, etc. And file sharing is very simple with PictoBlocks. You can just click on file sharing, you can share the link, or you can also just scan the QR code. For this, you need to sign in the PictoBlocks application. So do not forget to sign in on the PictoBlocks application, students, as we will be doing some, technological programs and activities which will be needing you to sign in. So you need to sign in. If not, you don't have an account, definitely you can sign up on the application, right? So next we have here block based, and PictoBlocks application has two types of programming. One is block based, one is Python based, right? So extreme left side of this screen, you can see motion palettes. So motion, looks, count. So these are colorful buttons. We call it as palettes. So each palette is divided into, each palette is differentiated by its own color and its activity. So for example, blue color motion palette has the blocks which does the action of motion, movement. Looks palette, to change the appearance, we will be using looks palette. So basically this is of purple color. So similarly, we have different blocks which does different operations, right? And here at the left bottom corner, you can find a plus symbol. So here you can just click to add an extension. So previously I had mentioned that we will be using technologies like artificial intelligence, robotics, machine learning, etc. Right? So how you can do those activity? By selecting these blocks. Right? So we have lots of extensions, and to use this, you will be have to sign in. Just sign in before the next session. Right? So now let us go back. Here, what you can see here is a scripting area. So you can just drag any block and you can give the instructions to get the proper output. Correct? And here you can see in the extreme right corner, you will be having the Toby. So Toby here, the teddy bear, what you can see is the sprite. So sprite is any character. Whatever the actions you want to make, you can make it using this character, right? So you can add as many as characters you want in your program, and each character we call it as a sprite, and each sprite has its own name. So the name of this teddy bear is Toby. And here, as you can see, you can choose a sprite. You can also choose a backdrop. So since my backdrop is so, it is just plain white in color, I can change the backdrop too. So how will I change? Just hover on the choose backdrop. Here you can search a backdrop. You can choose any backdrop of your choice. You can paint a backdrop of your own. You can also surprise. So this particular surprise option will give a random, the backdrop. Also, you can upload your desired out, the background if you have already. So now I will choose a backdrop. Now click on choose the backdrop and select one of the backdrop which is comfortable for you or which is required. So now I will choose blue sky backdrop. As you can see here, the Toby and the backdrop is actually matching. So I just use it. Apart from this, you can use any of the backdrop of your choice. Now, coming to the sprite, even in sprite, you can choose your sprite in the PictoBlocks application. You can paint, you can get a surprise sprite as well, and you can upload a sprite if you have in your system, right? So I will keep Toby as my sprite. If you need any other sprites, you can just choose from here, right? So next, coming to costumes. So here on the left upper end, you can see costumes. Just click on that costume. You can see every sprite has different costumes. And next, you also have sound palette. So in the sound palette, you can also add sound to your particular sprite and program, correct? So these are all the same main features, and there are you can also add the boards. You can use any boards which is compatible with PictoBlocks. You can just search here. You can see these are all the many blocks, the boards which is compatible with PictoBlocks. So you can use it. Yeah. So now let us start with coding. So we already got a clear idea that we have to see 3 steps. We have to pass 3 steps, that is planning, writing a program, testing and debugging. Right, everyone? So now let us plan the program. So as already we know that we are doing Toby walking animation. So in Toby walking animation, what are all the features we can add is what is the plan, right? So we can plan in such a way that a Toby should walk, correct? The Toby should walk from here till there, and he need to come back. He need to come back to the initial position. Until I click on the stop button, it should be moving on the stage. And also the legs and hand movements also should be there. So this is the very first step, that planning. So now planning is done, right? So next step is writing the program. Now come to the text, we will be coming to the scripting area, and we will be dragging and dropping these blocks to complete this task. Right? Ready, students? Let us start. So first, let us move Toby. So in the motion palette, you have move 10 steps block. So move some steps. So move some steps, what it does, let us just click on this block and see that it is just making Toby move. Right, everyone? But it is not moving forever. And it's not moving until I click on the stop. That is what we planned, right? So it's not moving here until only when I click, it's moving ahead. So let us now go to control palette. So in control palette, I could see one third block, that is forever. Let us bring this forever. Yes. Now when I click here, it's moving and it's stuck. Right, students? It's stuck to the edge. Correct? Yes, it's stuck. And now I want to write the code for coming back. Correct? So to do that, so we can go to motion palette, scroll down, and here you can see a block if on edge bounce, right? So whenever Toby is touching the edge, it should bounce back. So we'll just write it here, if on edge bounce. Let us run this code and see. Oops, it's coming in an opposite direction. Right, students, coming in the opposite direction. Now, what should we do? We can see there is one more block, set rotation style. In the motion palette itself, under if on edge bounds, we have this. So bring this set rotation style and place it under if on edge. Right? So now let us click on this block of code and you can see the Toby is working. But do you think it's working, students? Because the speed of walk is so fast, it's not looking like a walk, it's looking like a run. So for that, we need to reduce this, speed of our Toby walking. So for that, we can go to control. In control, you can see a wait block, right? So bring this wait block and put it here in the under the set rotation style, and we will change the speed to 0.2 seconds. Let us see if the speed is too slow, then we can change it, right? So yeah, well and nice that the Toby is moving like it's walking. But what about the hands and legs? There's no movement for hands and legs, right? So for that, what we can do? Think a bit, students, what we can do. Okay. So the one who already know, you need to be quiet so that the others who doesn't know will tell, right? So yeah, what we can do? We can go to costumes, right? So let me explain once again. Here we have costumes. Toby walking 1, Toby walking 2, Toby walking 3. See, there are so many. But let us use this Toby walking 1 and Toby walking 2. What do you say? Everyone? Yes? So we can now go back here and one more time, let us go to looks. So in looks palette, we have switch costume 2. Right, students? So we have switch costume 2. So we have decided to use Toby walking 1 and Toby walking 2. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. So if not, let me maximize the screen size so that the code is visible to you all. Right? Yes. Okay. So switch costume to Toby walking 1. And now here we have waited for 0.2 seconds. Then the costume also should wait for some time and then change whenever the Toby is moving forward. Right, everyone? So for that, let us go to wait block and now bring this and change the same size as what we have given here. That is 0.2 seconds. Right? So 1 is done. Now the same block we need to repeat, but only thing is that Toby walking 1 changes to Toby walking 2. So in such case, what we can do? We can just right click and then duplicate. So duplicate code will actually duplicate that particular code in order to reduce the time taking for again go to that particular palette, drag and drop all this stuff. You can reduce that time taken is been reduced here. Right? So I have, okay. So once we duplicate the code, we need to keep it here under wait for 0.2 seconds and to be walking 1 changes to be walking 2. So this is how the costumes can change. But there is something that is actually that's actually concerning me. Okay, let me also check how it works. Okay, let me check this. If something is actually not fine. What is not fine, everyone? Anyone? Actually, we have added forever here, but we have not added forever to the next block for switching the costume. Right? And one more thing here, we have missed, or I just wanted someone to tell that something we missed. I was just expecting that. Okay, so yeah, one more thing what I wanted is when I click on maximize output screen, you can see the output screen in full width. Now here I don't have the code. I don't have this code here to just click so that my, the code will run here on the output. There's nothing like that. So what should I do in that particular case? And also I have I don't have flag, but I don't have any other options except flag button and the red flag. I mean the red stop button. So only these two blocks I have. I mean the buttons we have here. So what should we do? I have one solution for this. That is, go to events palette, right? Yes. Okay. Next, click on when flag clicked. So we have this green flag. So whenever I'm going to this output screen, if I'm clicking on green flag, I'm able to move the Toby. Hooray, we did it. So here, as you can see, the Toby is walking with a minimal speed, and also it's changing its hand and leg gestures as if it's moving in real. Right? How exciting is this? Right, students? So this is a very small animations we have done so far. And yeah, this is the final code we have used to do a small animation, that is Toby walking. Correct? So this here in this last step, we have tested the code and we have done few changes as well. So this is the third step, testing and debugging. So this is how we are applying 3 steps of programming: planning, writing a program, testing and debugging. Right? So very important 3 steps. Right, students? So this is all about today's activity, Toby walking animation. Yes, so this is the output, expected output. So what we planned is matching to what we are getting right now, right, students? So this is how we can test and debug. Once the testing and debugging is done, that's your final output. Yes? Okay, cool. Cool. Let me share my screen. Any doubts, any queries, you can drop down in the comment section, students, so that I will look into it and I will reply you back as soon as possible, right? So do not, let me also share my screen right now. So this is the final output we actually got. So what we planned is equal to what we got. Okay, so you can also join our Telegram and WhatsApp group. So here is the QR code. You can just pause the video, scan this QR code and join our groups. And you will be getting all the regular updates about Codeavour 5.0 International on those groups. Yes, so that's it for today's session, students. I hope you got an, fuel to start your coding journey. So I hope you code and yeah, waiting for the next session. And any doubts, feel free to drop it on the comment section. We will be replying you back. Saying that, I'm leaving right now. So see you all in the next session, students. Bye-bye. Have a good day.